How are you doing, folks? Welcome to the Curiosities Pod, the show where we all just chill, we just sit down and we watch the gardens grow. I'm Ryan Diarmar F. With me is my co-hosts Jody and Marco. Say hi, guys.
Hi
Hi everyone.
guys.
All right, guys. First episode. Are you excited na ba kayo?
First episode guys.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is gonna be a great episode. It's actually a pretty momentous episode because uh, we're starting off this podcast as a way for us to communicate with the Reese kids, see the common interests, and we just want to talk about it. We just talk about more in depth. So, sa Reese kids dyan, this podcast is for you. You just
Para sa'yo to.
yeah, para sa inyo to, guys. So yeah, let's have fun, huh? So, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah,
Cause
ready?
we kind of have a big guest for our first episode.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Hashtag
Big.
nervous.
Marco, mahina ka. Yung boses mo, I mean.
God.
Yo,
Hindi-
he just called you
hindi ikaw,
mahina.
hindi
Mahina
ikaw.
ka.
Mahina ka pala eh.
Sorry. No.
Is it
Okay.
better?
Salita ka.
Hello.
You're not, for some
Pag-
reason, hindi ka
pa?
ka-level ni Jody at ni Reese.
Di
Sorry.
pala
Just
level.
Google.
Okay na to? Okay na ako.
I'm on the next
okay ka na.
level.
Okay na. You're on
Wala
the
na ako. Hindi
next
na ako mahina.
level. Okay. Alright.
Level.
Okay.
May bloopers agad.
It's alright. Hindi,
Yung
in-edit
bloopers,
ko yan. Ano
kasama
ka
yun.
ba? Oo.
Kasama yan.
I mean, pwede naman. Isama na
Kay
natin.
editor.
Hi guys, we're a
Good luck kay
fledgling.
editor. Let's go.
We're a fledgling
Editor.
podcast. We're starting out and we're just trying to do the best we can. All right. So again, Gambare, yeah. And speaking of doing our best, we have one of the best people out there. I mean, we know her, we love her. We've been listening to her songs like nonstop. Yeah. We're all wishing her a great time right now where she is, which I guess we'll talk about a little bit more later. So, guys, girls, everybody, let's welcome the one and only Reese Lansangan. Yay!
Hey.
Hi,
Love it.
Reese.
What an intro. Hi guys. Happy to be here. Thank you. I didn't know you waited for me for your inaugural episode. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me for your first one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Glad to be here.
I'm sure that I know everybody is waiting for this episode. That's why we just really wanted this to be the first one. Although may inkling ako, may feeling ako na maganda rin yung episode na susunod dito. Episode 2.
Episode 2. Feeling ko maganda yung episode 2.
So-
Maganda yung episode 2.
So everybody stay tuned, Reese kids. Follow this podcast. Don't worry, we will be having a lot of fun. Okay. So how are you, Reese?
I am good. Currently, I am preparing for a quiz tomorrow. But earlier I was feeling sleepy, but after I talked to you guys, I felt energized and just happy to talk to you guys again and kwentuhan. It's really really fun, really fun. I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Okay. So it's actually very it's a very big privilege for us to hear what's been going on with you. Kasi we know that you're very busy. You're actually delving into your studies. And a lot of the things that has happened in the past few months. Medyo heavy sila. Medyo may impact sa mga buhay natin, and it's very much making us think about our futures and about what we want to do with our own lives then as well. So for this episode, actually, we want to go a bit deeper into how we think about our dreams or how we think about our goals in life. So we're all very familiar with your story, Reese, about going to Japan to pursue your studies, which you've been wanting to
Mm-hmm.
do for the longest time. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
which apart from your history with your music, is actually one of the things you've been trying to, or you kind of praying for, right? uh so tell us about it. How did you get there?
Hmm.
No, joke lang.
Actually.
I mean, how did it all start? Not just the Japan thing, of course, but how do you usually deal with these kinds of dreams, and how do they bloom, so to speak?
Well, in terms of living here, I've always felt in my, it's weird and cheesy, but like I've always felt in my heart that I was going to be able to reach that point in my life. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I have this gut feeling that I'd be able to live here sometime. Doesn't have to be long term, doesn't have to be forever, but uh, at some point in some way I was gonna live here, and I never really took any any steps to investigate how I can get there because there's just so many things that you need to take care of and you need to consider. And syempre, the biggest thing is my job, my career, because even though I'm a musician, it's still very much tied to my being in the Philippines. Uh, so it didn't really, yeah, I never really had the time or the space to investigate that further. But there was a time in 2018 when I checked out schools because I really wanted to study kahit like short term lang, 1 2 months nga lang. So I checked schools. I visited a small school in Kyoto, and I I inquired, got rates and stuff like that, and I was ready to pause for a month or 2 months at the very least in the music scene to to try and study abroad. And at the time, it was my only option because sobrang active nung years na yon. Every week there would be minimum 5 gigs, or that's like the bare minimum, and that was really how my life operated. I had gigs all of the time and I had activities. So taking a 1 month break is actually already super huge, like a huge deal. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you're gonna lose 1 month's worth of like jobs, gigs, racket. Yun. Anyway, so I was looking at that, but I also started preparing for my second album during that like time, late 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And so life happened and hindi ko na rin natuloy yung plano ko pag short course. And then forgot all about, not forgot, but like shelved that idea until the pandemic happened. And nothing really happened in, I don't know, like I didn't really see anything new. Wala naman din nakakita talaga ng kahit anong bago na tao kasi lahat tayo sa bahay. So I spent a lot of time questioning what I don't know kung ano yung buhay ko and how can I make it meaningful for me. Music has always been with me, and that's always been like my sense of purpose. You've given, like, my listeners and my friends have given me that sense of purpose because every time I create music and experience its effect on other people, I feel affirmed. But also, parang I was looking for something other than that, and I knew that I wanted to pursue being independent in some way because hindi ko, I feel like I couldn't be 100% myself with other people around me, staying with my family, or living with the rules that are not just my own. So yeah, I started actively trying to find a way to get here. And yeah, I decided to study.
So this is it's very interesting what you said, no? Parang like you you were trying to also assert a sense of independence,
Mm.
a sense of parang self-actualization.
Mm.
So, diba? And I think
Top, but very top.
I think a lot of us can relate. Then
Yeah.
it's actually one of the things that we try to do. I personally also have to try to do is to find my own communities and my own spaces where I can be myself. So,
Mm.
uh, side note, thank you very much for the Reese Kids community
Oh.
uh, for
Yeah.
being one of those places. No.
Yeah. It's a
Or
very good like place to be, and so glad to see you guys doing
yeah.
these things, like starting a podcast, and you guys are so independent and so creative. So I'm really happy to see you guys do your own thing.
Oh no.
Supporting one another and stuff.
Oh no, don't make the mistake. This is all my narcissism. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's always
It's
part
real.
of it.
True, true,
You
true, true.
you it's fine. It's part of it.
Yeah. So going back to, the dreams that you were trying to pursue, have you noted any specific hurdles that you've faced along the way, and the difficulties in trying to make these things real?
Well, number one hurdle is syempre may uncertainty, because the career that I have in the Philippines is something that I can't 100% carry over to where I'm going. I
Mm-hmm.
can still make music and I can still post music, but I can't perform and be there physically, especially because I moved at a time when things started opening up. And and I mean, for me, there's no regret in that, because that's what I really foresaw. And I was ready to give that part of my life up for a while, because also experienced, like I've also been doing this for a long time already, and I feel like there are so many new artists, there's so many new people to listen to, and there's also like a point where I feel like I can't run that same race anymore. I can't keep up, or I can't yeah, run the same circle. Um not it doesn't mean that like I'm quitting or what, pero parang I've enjoyed my time doing this, and it doesn't mean that I'll never be able to do this again, but it's time for me to like move to a different, I don't know, to just run a different track,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
explore a different
Switch it up.
arena. Yeah, switch it up. I'll always have music no matter what, even if it's not the same career that I left behind. It will all be for me at the end of the day, and so I feel like there's no room for regret or sadness. But syempre, you still think about that, and of course, I'm a student, and there's no real. I mean, I don't have a job as of now. I can take a part-time job, but right now I can't manage with the schedule, so I'm still trying to figure that out. But yun, there's really no income or kung ano man, so I've had to live very frugally here. I'm really learning to second guess everything that I want to buy, which is a good exercise for me, because um, I was never as mindful before, because I was just living within my means and more when I was in the Philippines. But now I really have to watch what I'm consuming. Also, it's part of thinking about parang if I acquire so much, what will become of that? Parang what kind of life do I want to live anyway? Do I want a life filled with material things that I'm happy about for like 2 months, and then after that, wala na. Parang I'm trying to shift my mindset, my perspective as well, and really purchase things that I will truly cherish.
Mm-hmm.
Siyempre, may occasional cute thing, ganyan. I'm still, improving on that. But yeah, that's a hurdle, I guess, like thinking about the life that I left behind. Also, syempre, the separation
Mm-hmm.
from my family, from my loved ones. and for my community, and wondering if they would understand, or if you guys would understand why I'm here. But also knowing that I don't, I don't need to over explain. I think
Mm-hmm.
I just need to be open and just take care of myself, and and watch the people I love and care about from afar, and like talk to them, and and think about them, and wish them well. Yun, those are a couple of hurdles, I think. In time management, I'm learning that it's really difficult. My travel time, my like
Yeah.
luto time, my chores time, then study time. Trying to fit in work and all of that is challenging.
Let's go. Okay, let's go to a little bit of a tangent. What is a day for you like right
Mhm.
now? So you said you have to commute to school, you have to do your own cooking. So what's it like?
So I actually wake up a bit late pa nga, and I really wanna wake up a little earlier. I wake up usually around 9. Um, and then I study in the morning. Especially if I have a quiz, I really try to get in a couple of hours of studying. I go to the library if I can, because that's where I can focus the best or
Mm-hmm.
the most. And I study for a couple of hours until I need to leave at 11:30, 11:50 to commute to school. My class starts at 1. So yun, a lot of walking, and like I listen to a podcast or music when I'm commuting, or an audiobook, and then uh go back home, or
Mm-hmm.
study in a library after class, or have an activity after, like see some friends, go to an exhibit or something. When I first came here during my first month, I had like a lot of activities after school that I barely studied because I was still fresh out of the quarantine, and being at home in the Philippines for such a long time. Na parang bago pa yung travel and stuff. And dami ko pang gustong makita. But then after that month, I figured that I really need to focus. This is what I came here for, and I also came here, syempre, for the experience and like living life here, and that's another part of it. But I also need to do well, because I owe it to myself to focus on something other than what I was focused on these past couple of years, which is music. Parang time to switch gears and really like tap into that like learning mode. So I'm trying to embody the life of a student. Yun. It's like a typical day for me. And then sometimes I cook. Most of the time sometimes I cook, and then yung niluluto ko is good for 2 days or
Mm.
three, like 2 meals or 3 meals.
Oh, that's good.
If masa stretch, yeah. And yun, yung rice, niluluto ko na beforehand, nakapack na siya, nakatingi-tingi na para initin ko na lang siya per meal. There are a lot of things that I learned. Yeah, a lot of things that I learned from my housemates, actually, who taught me how to manage food. And yun, if I don't have a quiz or what, I make plans with my housemates. We watch stuff, we drink or eat together. It's been really fun. But yeah, yun talaga, the balance I really need to get better at.
Mm. Yeah, it's very interesting, the lessons that you actually learn when you try to live by yourself, which is something we will all have to deal with, parang especially in terms of trying to pursue bigger, loftier goals, and that may necessitate
Like
uh,
taking bigger steps in life.
managing stuff, managing expectations, managing your own resources, and especially your time. No.
When Reese was speaking earlier about her struggles, I just remembered yung from Taylor Swift's New York University speech. Sabi niya, I'm trying to tell you that losing things doesn't mean losing. All of the time, we lose things, we gain things too. So parang for me, it's just very refreshing to hear one of the persons that I look up to have some of the struggles that I face too right now. So, parang, ano lang, for me, it's just, yun, refreshing to see, to hear that people face struggles too. Yung katulad ng face nating normal people. Because Reese is not a normal people.
We're normal. We're normal. We're
No,
very
Reese, you're a
normal.
celebrity.
Grabe.
Yung face mo nasa New York, please. Please, you're not
my-
normal.
She's facing
Oh my
more
God.
renown than we are. So I guess that's
Yeah.
what you're trying to say. Well, but yeah.
Oh, but with your podcast, right? Who knows?
All right.
There's an idea.
We're also
Yun lang,
living.
Yeah.
naisip ko lang, it's just very...
Yeah.
Thank you, Reese, for sharing that.
Mm.
Because right now, I'm just struggling with school and balancing stuff in my life. So, parang, alam mo yun, hearing two people, Taylor and Reese, speak at the
Yo.
same month, parang it's shaking me. I can't take it. Sobrang, alam mo yun, there are times I want to quit na, pero I remember na I have to keep chasing for my dreams. And
Yeah.
ayun, you're one of the people who inspire me to do my best.
Thank you, guys. Grabe. Actually, it's yeah, ang ganda ng sinabi niya na yun kasi there's really, you feel a lot of fear when you are facing something unknown, especially yun, when you're approaching some change that you feel like hindi ka kasanay or hindi mo alam what to expect, or you will inevitably quote unquote lose something, but as long as you're following your heart and like your compass, I think that it may appear like a loss to initially or to other people looking at you, but you will know that you will know what like your actions, kung ano yung ginawa mo and bakit mo siya ginawa, what are your reasons for that. So don't feel scared. Siguro parang it's scary, but face it with a brave heart. If you are faced with a change that needs to happen, face it with a brave heart, and yeah, let's look at the positive things and the things that we can learn from that experience or that change. So yeah, gambare, Jody.
Yeah.
May may related question rin ako about yung fears and stuff. It's like, when I was a student pa in Lasal, I had a lot of opportunities to go on an exchange program sa Japan, which I really wanted to go to, but lagi ako nagba-back out sa last second because it's like, natatakot lang ako. It's like, it's a big change, it's a new country, I don't know how to live there, I don't know yung systems and stuff. I want to ask lang how, like, if you had that fear, and then how did you get over it?
Here right now, no, I didn't have fear. Pero when I was in college, I had that same feeling that I could have made it happen. Like I could have studied abroad, kung saan man yun. But I didn't. I chose not to because I had FOMO. Parang, shucks, my friends are
actually.
all together and I'm not there. I had like a big FOMO. So, hindi ko siya ginawa. And feeling ko hindi kami mag-graduate ng sabay. So, because of that, I did not explore, and I wish I should have. Or I wish I could have done it when I was in college. But okay lang din naman. Like, I made some great friends and made some great memories with them. And yeah, I guess marami talagang bagay na hindi natin nagagawa because we're afraid of change. Yeah, I mean, it can mean good and bad things. It can mean anything. But it's just fact that there are a lot of things we don't get to do, or we hesitate because of things changing.
It's kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah.
If you have to, when we're facing big life changes and big transitions, especially in terms of trying to chase what we want. Kasi ibig sabihin, deliberately placing yourself in that kind of situation, kind of risk. But on a related note, no, so we're trying to face, the big monsters or the big goals in our life. So I'm very curious, Reese, if you have a support system with your process, where are you able to talk to other people about this, and are there any notable instances uh, in which you were able to flesh it out a little bit more with other people?
Actually, to be honest, hindi ako hirap right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel sad, or I mean it's parang nakakamiss yung mga tao, but like I don't feel sad. So I still haven't felt the need to process in a way that that sounds heavy, or that feels heavy. But I like the support system. I talk to my family and my loved ones every day, and I have a few Filipino friends here who I met up with, or who I regularly meet up, especially during the election time. Parang dun yung kailangan i-process na experience, I think. Not really like moving to Japan. These we're facing here. It's the sheer devastation or feeling of dread, seeing what's unfolding in the Philippines. Yun yung need i-process. So I'm lucky that I have Filipino friends to share these thoughts with. And I have a good friend that I've been friends with since college, who's here right now, but who's also leaving soon back to Australia. And she's been a great support system for me. She's been like the person who helped me get my mobile subscription, my line, my number, registering my address, the municipality, and everything. Sinamahan niya ako sa lahat ng yun. And she also helped me with my apartment, my future apartment. Basta like, she's, and practicality wise, she's like a huge help to me. Very thankful to have her. Yeah, other than that, in terms of like day to day, hindi ko na feel na, oh my gosh, it's so hard, or whatever. Parang I knew what to expect because I've already internalized the struggles even before I left. I already felt the loneliness, and I already felt the, being an outsider and the difficulty of being a foreigner here and all of that. So, yeah, I really, right now, I don't feel the struggle. It's just that I cannot balance my time in a way that is ideal for me. Yeah, but I'm thankful to have friends in real life and online as well. I'm meeting so many people, and my housemates are a great help to me as well. I always talk to them, kinikwento ko sa kanila yung elections, kinikwento ko sa kanila yung history ng Philippines as well. And yeah, last night I watched Imelda and invited a couple of housemates to join me. And syempre, I gave them a primer of what the Marcos regime meant, and who Marcos is, and I don't know if we can talk about this.
Yeah, we can.
Yes, we can.
We have
Okay.
You know what? We're all thinking it. We're all trying to deal with it.
Lalo na today pa, no?
Yeah. To everyone listening,
it is May 25.
It is May 25. They just proclaimed the winner of the election for officially. So yeah, we're dealing with that, and we're dealing with that in the ways we can, in the ways we can adapt or even prepare ourselves for the long slog. And stay vigilant. Stay vigilant, constant vigilance, and know your history, guys, girls, and everybody. And
So it was amazing actually kasi even the foreigners, my foreigner housemates, they just saw that and um they also learned from like whatever I told them and they saw kahit bago pa lang sila sa history ng Philippines or what, they saw through that documentary how unjust everything was and how my Korean housemate was like, I don't understand. They should be in jail. And for a foreigner who's looking at this for the first time or encountering this for the first time and seeing the truth in at that moment, parang I felt like I don't know. I felt like I had people with me on our side, and it felt
Mm-hmm.
nice to have them
Yeah.
on my side, have them on our side,
Try to understand, right?
whatever that means. Yeah, whatever that means, right? And it also prompted them to share their own parang political worries in their own countries um, and in their own communities. So it was a good discussion.
All right. So I think it's actually a wonder to see you spend a lot of time with other people, especially some of your roommates or housemates.
Mm.
Um, having and through when we see your stories, when I see your stories, actually, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
really
does.
fun.
but
It's
so
really fun.
yeah. Oh, any experiences so far while living there na you really like the your favorite things that you've encountered so far?
I think it's a everyday like going home and having people around. Not all the time because people are also busy, but like we make plans or my favorite part was siguro the farewell party we had. We had a farewell party for three housemates here who have been here for like 4 years and they finally left. Um
Mm. Wow.
and we had a farewell party and had like a couple of we had old housemates come here to the house and we had people from other houses and friends of friends come here also. So we had a party. I performed there. I performed my original songs and some covers, and then nagluto. Like I helped prepare food. I boiled some eggs for the food that we ate. Sobrang hirap pala I mean, ang hirap magbalat ng itlog. Basta like, it was such a fun night. Like I met so many people. And sobrang fun. Like ang loose ng lahat kasi uminom yung mga. So usually the rigid people, not rigid, but like usually the more reserved people were like, wow. So sobrang saya. And that night made me feel like, shucks, I really felt sad that I was gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was gonna leave the house kasi yun, I will really miss their company. But that every day is really fun. Um, Talking to people and exchanging stories, super fun. Cooking with them, eating with them. Yeah, we went to the spa together. We went to the beach together
Mm.
to like watch film and just creating activities to like connect. It's fun.
Wow. So I was thinking because this has happened to me before. When I was trying to write down my hopes for the future, my hopes for my own life. Uh, in elementary, they were so different. I wanted to be I wanted to be an astronaut.
Mhm.
I wasn't even super sure about many other things, but I wanted to be an astronaut. Uh,
Mhm.
and then when I got into high school and found out how much exercise I have to do, uh, I was thinking, no, you know what? I can just go to science and writing and stuff. So I was thinking, has there been any instances in your life na you had a dream and then that dream evolved or have they changed in form or any dreams that you had before na hindi mo na pinursue kasi ayaw mo na siya when you kind of spent some time with it?
Yeah, siguro the big thing is like I always thought that be I would end up in the art scene, design scene, or fashion. Yun, because music wasn't a career talaga for me before. And this was not before streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before music became a viable option for a lot of people who were doing it DIY, because the music path was super different before. You had to get signed to a label, like legit. So I never, it was just a hobby. It was just a thing to do, thing that I enjoyed. I wrote maybe
Mm-hmm.
one song a year or like two songs a year. Sobrang wala lang. So that I get to internet, like my first album was a collection of songs from all those years. I was in my room trying just write something. Yeah. So my dream before was like working in the design studio or be an exhibiting artist, kung ano man, like mixed media artist. And I thought that that was the path for me since I took fine arts for
Mm-hmm.
also. And then after college, I took up fashion, thinking that I was also interested in fashion and retail. But in fact, I was just interested in the art aspect of it, in how to translate concept into um onto a different medium, not like digital art, which was clothes.
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff that I wanted to make were offbeat and impractical and not wearable. And the stress of having to sell something
Mm-hmm.
was also like something I didn't enjoy. So those dreams like that I thought, but I imagined myself working in retail and like living in Paris or New York, whatever, like typical dreams that you had because you keep watching TV. um, they didn't pan out because it turns out that I didn't really want them naman talaga. They seemed like good ideas at the time, but in my heart of hearts, wala talaga yun yung gusto ko. So yeah, those are a couple of examples.
Mm, yeah. And I mean, I know, it may have been the unplanned pathway, but we're very grateful for how we got here.
Same,
I
same.
mean,
Thank you guys.
we're here now. No, we're here. We have a community. We have great songs. We have great art,
Yeah.
and we're here as a community, being with each other. So, Reese Kids, again, this podcast, it's for you.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you, Reese, for listening. Sorry, it lang because I
Yeah,
remembered and before
go
I
ahead.
forget. So to those who are listening and who are not seeing what I'm seeing, of course, we're recording this on Discord, and Jody has a profile picture of Lord or Ella eating something, pizza bread, something. And I want to mention that Lord has been one of my big like inspirations or big like one of the people that I look up to, especially in this moment in time where I had to move, because Lord was like an artist that became super popular unexpectedly because of her song Royals. Like all of a sudden from SoundCloud, people started paying attention to her, and she was super young. And like, ayun, biglang she got a lot of attention, Grammys, and uh, after a while, she did her second album, and then after a while, like second album was really good as well, and then after that, she disappeared, like completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Had no social media, like
Mhm.
nobody knows where, like what she's up to, what she really was doing, because she had no Instagram. And then all of a sudden, last year, diba?
Yeah.
She started promoting her third album, Solar Power, for after 4 years of not existing on the internet and just living her life. And I thought, okay, solar power was amazing. I loved it. And she really looked like she was in a great place, and I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that from her music, and a lot of people didn't get that music, or didn't get the music that came from her, because she's known for like angsty and parang very very sad. Not sad, but like ganon, like introspective music. And now she's like singing, so her first single, Solar Power, super bright and sunny and just vibing. And a lot of people didn't understand that. Pero ako parang, after 4 years, she just did her thing. She just did herself. And then, wala, like, hindi man lang niya inisip niya actually, because you can see it in her music and how she talks about topics in her music, thinking about like fame and like her relationship with it. But she even if she thought na parang itong life ko na to, I'm straddling the life of like being really famous and being a normal person. She went the other path and took care of herself, did her thing, went off the grid for 4 years, and biglang meron siyang album. And I thought that she could do it, and she could do it, and not like wala, parang people will really, like, if you disappear, people will forget you, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be sad. People will pay attention to other things, and people will, like, find other things to check out and worry about. And then when you're ready to re-emerge with new art or whatever, then if you have something to say, people will listen.
Yeah.
So I think, Lord really gave me the license, or the go signal to go for this, like, thing, this Japan sabbatical, and my new life here, because siya nawala siya ng 4 years, at siya sobrang sikat niya, sobrang big thing niya, and saka galagitnaan ng like hype about her, she just went off the grid because she felt overwhelmed and she felt like it was something she had to do. So if she could do it, like, diba, paano pa ako? Paano magagawa ko yun? Kasi, hello, hindi naman ako, wala ako sa level ni Lord. I mean, and also I'm lucky enough to have you guys. Even if nobody else listens to me, at least gumawa ako ng mga kanta for myself, and mapapakinggan nyo siya, right? Like my friends and Reese kids, alam ko na you will still like to hear the work that I produce from this new chapter of my life. So, yun lang. She just has given me the license to really go. And I'm really thankful for that permission that she bestowed upon me. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Actually, discovered Lord through Reese. Kasi nga, I follow her SoundCloud. Tapos she posted a cover of Royals.
My God.
Naririnig ko na siya sa mix and whatever sa radio. Pero okay, top track, ganyan. Kaso Reese worshipper talaga ako. Tapos sa cover ng Royals, sabi ko, oh my gosh, this is the best thing na sobrang eargasm sa akin. Kasi she did her backing vocals, pati yung mga snaps, yung mga...
Oh, yeah.
You did that. Tapos parang nag-stuck yun sa mind ko na parang, oh my God, this girl, I love her so much. Sobrang love ko tong cover ni Reese. Parang, and just a few months ago, I didn't tell you this, Reese, pero I sent her an email.
Oh, really? Oh my
God. I told her na I discovered her through you, through Reese Lansangan. Tapos, I was asking these people, kasi from her Reddit group, I joined one. Tapos I was asking for confetti, tapos they gave me some. Tapos sabi ko, I'm going to email Lord again. And I'm gonna send the photos na binigay, yung mga confetti na binigay nila sa akin. Tapos, I'm gonna say this, nung nag-record tayo ng podcast again, and you mentioned her. Kasi, she replies to emails pala.
Yeah, I know. Actually, pareha tayo nang naisip, because I was also thinking to email her, just to tell her na, she gave me that go signal. And I'm thankful for her, like, for living her life. in her living her life, she helped me live mine. Parang, wala lang, it's nice. And I know that she replies to emails nga. Kaya, well, I mean, I'm not expecting a reply from her. Kasi it's difficult to reply to everyone. But I just want to tell her, like, I just want to be able to know na nasabi ko yun sa kanya. Kasi she really helped me transition. So, yeah, happy for us. Love that for us.
Yes.
Lord
Sobrang
and
love ko yung Royals cover mo, promise. You can ask everyone in my house. Sobrang, alam mo ba, na-stuck sa mind ni Mommy. Si Mommy, alam niya yung Royals ni Lord because of you. Sinasabi niya ba? Yung basta, I love everything about it. Kasi you recorded it na parang, alam mo yan, you're just at home. I don't know how young were you when you recorded that. Pero, di ba, ikaw lang yun, like yung vocals, ikaw din yun eh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love Reese Lansangan so much.
Grabe si Jode.
Sobrang
Jody talaga.
It's my favorite.
Grabe, oh my God. Nakakahiya. Pero thank you. Lala.
Yung SoundCloud base, I downloaded SoundCloud. Yun yung number 1 app na nasa phone ko nung time na yun. I was 13 or 14. Sabi ko, shucks, kailangan ko talaga na SoundCloud. I need to hear the Royals. Ayoko siya i-download eh.
Download mo lang, girl. My God. May illegal download.
Tapos, one more thing, you do your album art pa, yung cover mismo.
Yeah.
You do that. So, sabi ko, oh my gosh, this girl, she's so talented. Tapos super active mo pa sa sofa that time, di ba?
Oo.
Sobrang.
God, life. Grabe talaga. Pag may gusto ko yung malaman sa nakaraan ko, si Jody na lang yung hanapin niyo. Kasi alam na lang.
I gotta listen to this Lord cover.
Please don't expect it. Please, oh my God. I was so young. Sobrang bano. But glad somebody enjoyed.
Of course. Sobrang jam ko yan that time. Actually, mas pinakinggan ko pa yung cover na yun kaysa sa original. Promise.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oo, sorry Lord. Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Lord. Sorry, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. Sorry, Lord. Exactly.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So we're starting off this podcast very well. We've been talking for a while about our dreams and about our experiences, especially Reese's experience in Japan, and I guess a lot of people want to know as well. After the 2 years, are you already thinking about where to go from there?
Very lightly, but no, I have made plans. I think things changed also because I'm in a relationship now, so it's difficult to just think about myself in this situation, whereas I've always done that. So it's an adjustment for me as well na parang, di na lang ako yung iniisip ko. Of course, I also have my family, pero parang, yeah, it's a different thing having somebody else to like consider. It's not a burden. It's actually fun to have some sort of direction. And yeah, I've allowed myself to think about what I want to do, but I haven't dwelled on it too much because 2 years is a long time. A lot of things can happen. So I'm open to whatever, and also, I'm not really one to plan super long term, honestly. So hindi ko rin alam. Hindi ko rin talaga alam. Basta, mabubuhay lang ako. Yun na muna.
Live! Yeah!
Yeah, live! Exactly.
I won't curse. Kasi may part dapat yan eh. Live! That's it.
Inisip ko, paano yung planning ni Taylor Swift ng 3 years, diba? 3 years in advance, siya nagpa-plan ng stuff. So parang, ako naisip ko, 3 years from now, ano kaya mangyayari sa akin? Parang, hindi ko pa alam.
Hindi ko kaya yung ginagawa na siguro like very vague plans, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't project that far ahead. I don't know. I just like to be open.
Just live in the
And
moment.
siguro career-wise, parang like, oh, do I want an album at this time? At this time? Yeah, very vague. Pero yun lang. But other than that, like, what will I do? Ganyan. I don't know. Pero no matter what, I think I'm still going to create music anyway. So it's always gonna happen unless, something drastic happens. Pero kung saan man ako pulutin or kung ano man yung trabaho, kung hindi man ako like full-time musician, I'm still gonna make music. So, basta. Yun. Anyway, yun.
So, all right. So before we wrap this up, we actually are starting a habit, in this podcast, where we talk to our guests and we ask them a question from the Hymn of the Heart deck that you released.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful deck. I've actually been trying to use it every day. I haven't been able to write my responses, but I am thinking about it. Parang a reflection time of sorts.
Yeah.
It's very
like
good.
journaling. It's like a journaling prompt.
Yes.
I would love to read about like your thoughts. But like if you will start like a private blog or something, like I'd love to read that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what we would be doing right now is I'm gonna draw a card. I'm gonna draw a question card, and I will ask you the question, and you just say what's on your mind. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. So I have a card. Oh, this is a nice question. It's
Oh my
from
gosh,
the.
I'm so nervous.
You're... Why, Jody?
Hindi ako yung tatanungin, pero kinakabahan ako.
Bakit? Okay. Anyway, okay. So it's from Grow. It's one of the Grow cards. What childhood habit or outlook have you lost but want to get back as an adult?
It's not a childhood habit. It's like a teenage habit. I really was so optimistic as a teenager, and also I had that mindset na basta like ang hardworking ko when I was like a teenager. When I was in early college, I really was super like a person of the internet. Feeling ko kung ano yung mga Gen Z ngayon, ganun ako noon. And sobrang like lahat ng resources hinahanap ko talaga, binabasa ko. And kahit na wala akong gamit, magre-record ako or gagawin ko ng paraan. Ang sipag ko, bababa ako pag tulog na lahat, magre-record ako ng cover for sound sa may tapat ng piano. Tapos sobrang paghihirapan ko, magpupuyat ako para may ma-upload ako. And I had that like tenacity because I don't know, I just did things for myself purely for like my enjoyment and also to share with other people. But yeah, yun yung mode ko before. And also, and writing songs. I never thought of the audience because why would I? I was just writing in my bedroom. I was just expressing my thoughts. And now that music has become my job and sharing has become a part of that, I filter myself a bit more because I don't know, I have to be sensitive about how other people will take my thoughts. I can't be as 100% transparent because I don't know, it can be offensive to other people, or other people may not be able to get it or relate. And somehow I miss the optimism, the innocence that I had in the way that I approached my creation, because now it's influenced by a lot of other things, which isn't bad, it's good to be mindful of your art and how it exists in this world, but I just miss that daring quality that that never hindered me to like make things. Now it's just a little bit more difficult to put anything out because you always second guess yourself now. And now that you know more about the music industry, now that I know more about the music industry and how it works, you know, like how much effort it takes to actually have a name or like to put yourself in, and how difficult it is to remain independent and have some sort of relevance. Uh, it I don't know, parang alam mo yun, naging jaded ka na, or um you just look at things differently, and I miss the innocence that I had before. So yun, I think that's something that I lost. I don't know if I can ever get that perspective back kasi parang it's like learning how to ride a bike. Once you learn it, you can't really unlearn. Or you can't unsee what you've already seen, especially when it comes to the business, how things work. And you know, I was just creating before because wala namang goal of becoming somebody that people would recognize or would know. Kasi the path wasn't there before. It didn't exist. So everything was just towards some blind faith or just a product of real love and labor of love. And now it's a little bit tinged with everything I feel, everything that people make. I feel it is tinged with a little bit of business. And you can't help but do that because you exist in a world with social media, and anyone who posts some like their work online in a way is also looking for, you know, an audience or a community to connect with. And it could become, you know, something like a business or a marketing opportunity, creating your own brand, even like approaching it in a branding perspective. Like, iisipin mo, bagay ba tong Instagram post ko sa persona ko or sa feed ko. Ganun na siya, and before it was not like that. So, yeah, I miss the freedom that we all had before.
Yeah, I agree. But I just want to say that my mom and I had a conversation about this now. Sobrang different ng feed ni Reese from other different artists that I follow personally. And my mom follows Reese. Since can you see, parang we had a conversation during lunch. She told me, do you see Reese's feed? Parang sobrang, it's a scrapbook. She loves it so much. Parang people are sometimes super, katulad na sinabi ni Reese, diba? Super, parang, I can't find the word, right? Help me. Super conscious.
Okay.
Super conscious sila of how their feed would look like. Pero si Reese parang, okay, I went out, I wanna post this stuff. Kahit medyo malabo to, I'm gonna post this instead. So parang, alam mo yun, I don't wanna invalidate how you feel, but I just wanna say that yung 2013 Reese that got my heart is still, you're still that person. Alam mo yun?
Oh my God, girl. I can't deal. Sakit ng ilong ko. Ay, nakaka-emotional.
But that's so true. Sobrang, you just bring so much, alam mo yun, when you watch like an old TV show, and then yung nostalgia, parang nag-hit sa'yo. It's just like that. You bring so much nostalgia to me, not just to me, but to my whole family, and I think my friends too, also, right? Diba, your songs kasi just make an impact to us, and they stay with us, and yung songs, alam mo yun, it's like a soundtrack to your life. So when you hear this certain song, you remember a certain part of your life, and that for me is just so amazing. And yung power that you just give to people, the music that you create, sobrang, I have no words.
Grabe, girl.
I
See,
think
that's
I
sobrang
think that says
nakaka-encourage.
everything. Yeah.
Trying not to cry.
Sobrang nakaka-encourage siya kasi, yeah, I mean, I'm human. I'm human. I think about these things a lot as well. Sometimes I feel guilty about not sharing din kasi I want to share to remember and I want to share with people I love, but also the pressure of being online is just too much.
Yeah.
That I know that not people aren't expecting naman, or most people aren't expecting, or I don't know. Nagugulat ka na lang meron palang tao na pero pero yeah, the pressure of telling it, parang yung feeling that if you don't tell people about it, or if you don't post it, it didn't happen. Something that sometimes I feel guilty about, but it's not true, diba? We all know that that's not
Yeah.
true.
Mm.
But I'm also human and I struggle with these things, and
Mm.
I always think about, like, what am I doing? Am I even being a musician? Is this even my job when, like, nobody, alam mo yun, wala naman akong
Mm-mm.
napopost na any marketing thing except na lang
Yeah.
pag nagpo-promote kami ng album, di ba? I don't know. Like, I really often question my identity because it doesn't reflect, like, what I do doesn't reflect what I post. And I don't know what that says about me or what that tells other people. But I'm so happy to hear that, you know, your mom, even like coming from your mom,
Mhm.
she has that moment. It looks like a scrapbook, which is a goal of mine, like, which is why I
Mhm.
also want to edit the videos that I take here. I really
Yeah.
want to remember this time in my life, and I want to share it with people who are curious and who have been following my journey.
Mm.
Sobrang haba ng mga sinasabi ko. Like, just cut whatever you feel like is not related to the topic.
Don't
But
worry about it. Don't worry
na-touch
about it.
talaga ako sa
I
when we had our farewell party, and people who weren't able to come, or both people who were able to come and who weren't able to, were just wishing me well. Na parang, oh, grabe, like, biglaan. Pero, it's always been your dream, and, like, I'm so happy that you're
Mm.
pursuing it. Because parang I didn't realize that people would be happy for me. I
mm,
didn't really, I said, it didn't even cross my mind talaga. Parang I just thought na, it's a thing that's happening in my life. I hope that people um, can understand and support. But di ko naisip na, shucks, they saw it in me that I've been wanting something like that, or just craving for a space for myself. That's not the space I occupy in the music scene. You know what I mean? That people saw that and recognized that and want to support it was so crazy. Like, I guess sobrang kineri niya ako. Binigyan niya ako ng confidence na these are people who have my back talaga, and who can support me unconditionally, even though this is not what you signed up for. I'm pretty sure you followed me for, like, music or what. But now that I'm study or kung ano pa, you're still here and you still want to connect with me. Even though there might be a pause in music, even though I won't be there to perform, you're still supporting me as a person and my dreams. I think that's such a revelation to me because I've never been apart from music. Diba? I've always done it, and hence you've been there, you've stuck around. But now that I'm doing this and you're still here, it just really helped me realize that the people in my life are really so amazing and so generous and so understanding. And I really hope that we can all pursue our dreams, because that's also the conversation that I had with you guys. That you felt empowered to also look at yourself and look at your plans and see how you can move towards that goal that you might have been postponing or you might have not been thinking about for a long time. So yeah, I'm really just super thankful.
Uh, yeah, I think I think it is the case for all of us, for all the Reese kids there, to root for you and for the success of
Mm.
uh your journey. And we're all a very we're a very understanding and actually supportive community, not
Yeah.
just to Reese but to each other. And
Yeah.
uh that's partially why we wanted to do this podcast, which is we want to bring people together. We want to,
Mm.
keep the support system going, and be our own confidants, so to speak. So yeah, this is a very good time for us to thank Reese for
Yes.
not just for this episode, for our discussions, but of course for the sense of community that she's been able to give us through her art. So thank you, Reese. Thank you very much.
Thank you so,
Thank you,
so
Reese.
much, guys. As in, I had a lot of fun. I'm super thankful for you guys for inviting me. And I'd like to congratulate you guys on starting this pod. Sobrang proud ako sa anything that people start and like do together as like a community or because of your friendship through Patreon or through the Riskets community. So sobrang nakakatuwa and thank you for having me.
All right.
Meron lang ako
Yeah.
gustong sabihin na last na to.
Oh yeah.
Because nag-flashback lang sa akin lahat eh. When Reese was talking about yung if she would post something like that, naalala ko pa ng vlogging days. I would wait for her blog post kasi every week she would post like one or dalawa. One article or two articles. Tapos yung isang article parang fashion stuff. Fit niya for the week. Tapos yung isang content would be
So
like,
embarrassing.
diba, yung OOTDs niya. And then one blog post would be about like her week or pag nag-travel siya to Japan. My favorite is yung travel photos niya. Kasi sobrang cute. Tapos sobrang ganda na outfit niya, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos, nung nawala na yung blog post, merong newsletters. So, I would follow her. I would subscribe to the newsletter. Tapos yung newsletter parang 2 times a month. Diba? Tapos, right after, nag-transition na to Patreon. So, parang it's a sobrang you bring old school talaga to the table.
Ay nako, I really hope to be even more active. I just need to figure out my life. Oh my god. And my schedule. But movie night soon. Movie night
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, no pressure. You don't need to update us. Kasi parang yun, like, I'm just telling yung ibang viewers na parang noon nga, di ba, we have to wait for your email to be updated na parang, hey guys, I got, meron akong fashion show sa sofa today, wish me luck, tas mag-wish ka lang ng luck sa Twitter, di ba? Ang dali.
Yeah.
Hindi siya open for everyone, so you can't
Yeah,
attend.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
sa Twitter ka lang na parang, go Reese, I'm so proud of your
Yeah.
space collection, ganyan.
Yeah.
So, ayun, parang naisip ko lang, yun, and yung time well spent when we had our camp week, yung isang activity natin was to send out snail mails. You did that, parang, we have to really wait for something that we really want, diba? Yung iba nag-try ng snail mail, yung iba merong nag-courier, whatever, pero nag-hintay ka pa rin. So, parang yun lang, naisip ko lang na sobra old school talaga. And I really thank you so much for influencing me so much and my sister. Sobrang, you made a big impact in our lives. And I honestly can't see a world without your music and your influence. So, yun lang.
Ayoko na. Anyway, sobrang thank you. As in, sobrang thank you. I'm super thankful for each and every
Realness. Yes.
from the bottom of my heart. Love you guys. Thank you.
All right. So,
Hi.
thank you very much, Reese, and that wraps up our first episode. Can you believe
Yeah,
it?
congrats!
Yay!
We have an episode. Of
You
the
did
podcast.
it!
Yes. So
Yatta!
thank you very much.
Omedetou gozaimasu.
Yes, and also for anybody who's listening, who just listened to the answer Reese gave for the Hymn of the Heart deck,
Yes.
it is a very useful deck.
You can purchase the Hymn of the Heart deck at shop.reeselansangan.com and go to the Time Well Spent tab, and then you can see all the products related to Time Well Spent. So the deck has 80 prompt cards. It's 1,500 pesos only. It has 40 question cards, 40 action cards, and 2 instruction cards, and 1 deck box. And this is prepared by Reese. I mean, she sorted them out. She boxed them.
My God. As
Yes.
Totoo.
She did that. So, kung gusto nyo mahawakan yung nahawakan ni Reese na go get it. Honestly,
Ang
it's
daming
so good.
consumption ng printing na to, tapos yung sorting ng cards. I did that while watching Schitt's Creek.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
And may sakit pa si Reese niya na. But, nung pinak niya yan. So, it's made with
May
love.
germs.
Filled with love. No germs.
No germs.
Kasi si Tita
Patay na
Leng,
siya,
magalit
patay
sa
na
germs. No germs.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you very much to our listeners. This is our first episode. There will be more episodes. We have a lot of things planned for this podcast. So please stay tuned. This is the Curiosities Pod. I'm Rai.
I'm Jody.
I'm Marco.
We'll see you again. Goodbye.
Bye.